All right, Nehemiah 6, let's call this one Building Strength. But because we are going to see how Israel is going to build strength again as they move closer to finishing the wall. But that's going to once again provoke retaliation from their neighbors, or understanding not all their neighbors are hostile, those among their neighbors who are hostile anytime they get word of Israel's success. And this time, those enemies are going to take a different approach, understanding that their attempts to attack Israel in previous chapters didn't work. This time, they're going to say, Nehemiah, let's meet, have a sit down, and work all this out. Nehemiah, however, is going to be like, why? I'm working. Because ultimately, the chapter is going to help us to understand that the whole point of their sit down is to just get Nehemiah to stop working long enough that they can get him out of the way, even if they can't kill everyone in Israel, thinking that, as the saying goes, chop off the head and the body will die. But Nehemiah gets wise to it, he perseveres, and he continues to work even though they are seeming to offer an olive branch. And so as they see that their attempts to meet with him directly fail, they are then going to send a prophet. But originally, Nehemiah is not going to necessarily know that the prophet is a false prophet until he says, Nehemiah, they're coming to kill you again, which seems to make sense because they have consistently tried to either kill Nehemiah or the people of Israel working on the wall. But he is going to realize something is wrong when that prophet tells him, you need to go into the temple, because it seems that Nehemiah is not authorized to go into the temple, at least into the part that this prophet is encouraging him to go to. And it turns out that that was a red flag that Nehemiah was wise to pay attention to, since Israel's enemies had paid that prophet to basically dig up or help produce some dirt on Nehemiah. So if they couldn't kill him, they could disparage him before the people he was leading to finish the wall. And so by the time we get to the end of the chapter, he ducks both of those bullets, leads the people to finish the wall, and that is not going to provide a reason for or a justification for his enemies to stop, because one of them in particular, Tobiah, is going to continue to harass the people of Israel, specifically Nehemiah, as thanks for Israel's success in completing the wall. And the difficult part is going to be that no matter how much energy Ezra had put into trying to annul the illegal marriages that they had entered into in Israel, this chapter is going to show us the lingering effects of those marriages as Tobiah has effectively married his way into influence in Israel. And because of that, Nehemiah and those hoping to rebuild Israel are going to have to deal with the persistent resistance coming from within the nation through Tobiah, who once again has married into a position of influence, which helps underscore why Ezra spent so much time trying to undo the relationships that Israel had formed with those who seemed nice, but actually resented their success, because now Nehemiah is likewise going to be a leader who's going to spend the rest of this book confronted with the challenge of trying to help Israel build under the influence of those who actually resent Israel's success.